Hello, and welcome to Does This Thing Really Work? I have decided that I would like to do a Does This Thing Really Work series every once in a while on new products that I buy. So I just bought this, I'm not sure how you say it, Istoyo cordless resin mixer. This is the box here. And it comes with this stand, and here is the mixer part, and then it has different attachments depending on what size cup you are using. So it's got, let's see here, there's two different sizes. So there's two big ones and two smaller ones. I do wish that it came with an even slightly smaller one than this, but for the price I paid, it's not too bad. I think it was $39. I can't remember. I'll list it down below once I'll link it down below once I edit this video and put it down in the description box. So today we are going to be testing this out to see how well it works. And along with that, because that would just be boring, right? Does this mixer really work? Sure. No, it doesn't. So we're going to do these flower molds, and I'm going to try to do the bloom method again. Someone in one of my other videos that I tried doing the bloom method mentioned that I need to wait until the resin reaches 34 degrees, I think, something like that. So we're going to do that today. So what I'm going to do is mix this up, and then then I will pause the video and come back once my resin has reached, like I said, I think it was 32 or 34. I can't remember. I'll have to double check, but that's what we're going to do today. So we are going to test this mixer out. And I'm going to mix about, actually before I tell you that, I'm going to go measure these molds really quick and be exact on how much resin they are going to need. I have 4 of these. It actually came with 4 coasters and a huge like platter type mold, but I'm not going to do the platter. So I'm going to go measure these real quick and see how much is in each one, and I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
All right, so each of these takes about 2.5 ounces. And I've got 4, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 ounces total. So I'm going to use 5 ounces of each. And let me get my gloves on. And yeah, so I'll use 5 ounces of each. And we will get this mixed up. And I don't know about you, but my resin has a pump. But when I'm doing large amounts, that many ounces each, I take the pump off and just dump in my cup, because it's just much easier. Otherwise, you'll be sitting there pumping for days. So this mold actually holds only 8, or not mold, but this cup holds 8 ounces. It could do a little bit more, so I'm doing 4.5 of each. And if I do end up needing a little bit more, I will go ahead and mix it up just by hand. It'll only be like an ounce or 2. I'm not worried about it because, like I said, you don't have to fill your molds up completely, so it'll be fine. So I'm curious if you guys have ever used any resin mixers. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers use them, and I thought, you know, I sit here and mix by hand for 3 to 4 minutes, which is fine, not a big deal, but it just kills my arm after a while. So I decided I'd give this a try. So I got my stick in here, the stir stick. It just pulls in and pulls out and pushes in just like that, and just like a hand mixer that you would have for baking and things. And this also goes up and down. There's a little twisty thing here. Twist it to go up, and then twist it back to lock it in place. And what I should do is stick my cup under here first. Oh, and then I forgot to mention, it also comes with this silicone mold that you see right here for any drips after you finish mixing. So I'm going to go ahead and get that in. And then I'm going to let this down to the bottom. I don't need it to go to all the way to the bottom, but close enough because I want to make sure that it mixes in really well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. This has, let's see, let me double check the directions here. It has a couple of different speeds, but I don't remember exactly what's what. So let's take a look together real quick. So it comes with a little instruction sheet, and then it shows you press, okay, switch. Oh, so it has a switch. So let me see if I can turn this towards you just a little bit so that you can see. So up top here, where my finger is, you have the power button that turns it on and off. Press 2 seconds. Yeah, you have to hold it for 2 seconds to either turn it on or off, either one. And then you have 3 gears. Forward, reverse rotation control. Let's see if there's any other. So I guess it can go in both directions as well. And then it has something called AI mode. This function is suitable for resin art beginners. So if you're new to resin, that might be a good function to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this baby on. Hold it for 2 seconds. That was barely even 2 seconds actually. And we're gonna let that mix up. And I can already see it's doing an awesome job. So the second, oh I see, so the second button here is the reverse, so it'll switch directions, which I tend not to do because that creates a lot of air bubbles. But supposedly this machine is supposed to help with not getting air bubbles. So we'll see how that works out. And then the power button also has, right now it's on mode 1. Press it again, it's going to go to mode 2, which is a little bit faster. And here's mode 3. Oh, actually, I think that might be mode 3. Can't be slow. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is 1. Then you have 2, a little bit faster. And then 3, which is the fastest. So far it seems to be doing really well. I can't tell if it's mixing the top completely, but I think what's happening is it's bringing it down and swirling it around. And the thing that's nice about this, that like I said, it comes with the drip tray, so that when I take this cup out, it will drip on here, and then you can either wipe with alcohol and paper towel, or I like to use baby wipes. That really helps. So the next thing is I need to see how long you're supposed to mix this for, because I don't know if it's said. So let me check that really quick. Let's see, fitting and removing, switching on and off, forward or reverse. So it doesn't actually say exactly how long you're supposed to mix it for. So I don't know if I'm supposed to mix it just like I would if I was doing it by hand for like 3 to 4 minutes for this amount. I will have to do some research on that and get back to you guys. But for now, we're probably going to do, I'm going to fast forward the next minute or so. And then we'll come back and see how it is. So now I think this thing is fully mixed, and I'm going to hit the power button again for 2 seconds and it will turn off. So there you go. So now what I'm going to do is lift this up, and let me get make sure your hands are clean, unlike mine, because with resin on them, because this could get sticky and stuck and then you won't be able to open it. So I'm going to lift this out all the way up to the top, so that way it's easier for me to get it out of here. And then I'm gonna let most of this drip into here just so I don't waste it. And then I'm gonna put it back on the stand here and just let it drip for a minute. Put this back over here now. And just let that drip, and then we can peel it off. If you can look at this, and see if I can get up a little closer. There are some air bubbles in there, but it's minimal compared to when I mix by hand. So what I'm gonna do with this is, because if I leave it just like this, because this isn't deep pour, it is going to probably fast cure, and I do not want that. So what I'm going to do is separate this into two containers. So I'll just do another one here, pour half of it in there, because that should be okay. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna pause the camera now, and we will come back once this reaches 32 degrees, or I think it's 34 degrees. I will double check on that too. All right, we are back and ready to start the process here. And I wanted to mention really quick that I said earlier that the resin had to be 32 or 34 degrees. That was actually Celsius. I forgot that the information that I got it from, I think the person was in a different country and used a different method of use Celsius, not Fahrenheit. So it should be about 89 or so Fahrenheit, which is what I have right now. And once again, per usual, I forgot that I'm going to only use a little bit in the bottom of these molds, and then put my alcohol inks in, and then my white in, and I will have extra resin left over because I need to let that set up before I put my back layer on. So we will have extra again. So again, I'm just going to start off by pouring a clear layer into each mold here. And like I said, it doesn't need to be much because we're going to put a back layer on it. I'm going to do two different color back layers. I'm going to do a set of two different things here. So let me get this out of here, this chunk, real quick. Okay. Let me move my inks. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to the next one. Oh, and as you can see, I have the big flower tray underneath here. I couldn't find my silicone mat to go on top of my leveler, so I'm just using that because I started packing stuff up. I mentioned in several videos ago that the art room is going to be kind of redone a little bit, so I need to kind of pack everything up and get it ready for the remodel. So I think I kind of packed it away somewhere, but that's all right. I just use what I got right here, and it's good enough. And although I have that mixing tool for the resin, you know, I was thinking that this would take away me having to buy or use stir sticks, but I still need it for what I'm doing right here, so you probably just won't need as many in the future. But yeah, I use it to also, like I said, get all the resin out of the cup to make sure that I'm not wasting anything. So dump just a little bit more in there. And as I talk about not wasting resin or just wasting products in general, that is why if I do overmix, make sure you have a mold ready so that you know, have something to get that resin in so that you're not wasting the resin. So now what we're going to do, I have 6 different colors of alcohol inks, but I'm going to do 2 and 2. So I'm using this yellow, and then I'm also going to use this cayenne kind of a blue greenish, and then I'm going to use this violet. So that's going to be one set of colors. And then the next set is going to be grape, blue, and peach together. So we're going to start with the set that I just showed you, and we're just going to drop a couple of drops around, and as you can see, this stuff spreads pretty quickly. So I'm hoping, oh, I haven't used this one yet, looks like I have to cut it. That pink really spread. But I'm going to add a little bit more of that because as you can see now the blue is really taking over. So I'm just going to put a little bit more. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing in this one. Starting off with the grape. And then the peach. And now the blue. A little more peach again, just to kind of... I apologize for the beeping. My watch is going off from getting a million text messages from a group text. Gotta love group text. My girlfriends and I are going to be going on a girls trip at the end of this month, so I'm pretty excited about that. So that's what that... Oh my goodness, guys. I'm going to turn the power off for a second. Sorry, guys. I'm going to add a little more peach to this because, again, it totally took over. Alright, that's good for that. And then now I'm going... Oh my goodness. Let's close these up. And get on to the next set. I have a feeling these are going to be so much better already. I hope so, because the last ones I did, I was so disappointed that they did not come out. Alright, so I'm going to... Oh, this one hasn't been used either. I'm going to use this as my center. And I'm just going to do each one. And then I'm going to do yellow. And I pray that my colors don't blend together this time, because it seems like no matter what I do with my alcohol inks, they always blend together. But I'm not going to swirl this time. Maybe I will just in the center. But that's it. Alright, now I'm going to go with the cayenne here. And one other important thing I'm going to do to make sure that I do this correctly, let's do a little more yellow, is I am going to, oops, I forgot to do the cayenne on this side. I am going to make sure that I put my resin with the white in a little bag, because when I try to pipe in the cup, it just doesn't work. It's ridiculous. So it makes my design come out really funky looking and not the way it's supposed to. So I'm just going to add a little more yellow here. Alright, let's see. Now, I'm going to take, and I'm going to, like I said, swirl just in the center a little bit, like so, and wipe off so that it doesn't blend the colors. Same thing with this guy. Okay, now I'm going to get the white ready, and I don't need a lot. And I used to have, I don't know if I still have them, but I used to have these silicone cups with little spouts on them. They were small, but I don't know if I have those anymore. Let me see if I have some down here. You know what I am going to do? I forgot I had these guys. Let's see if this will work. No, I think that's still going to be 2. Okay, let me go grab a bag real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, I found my white. It was up with all my paints blended in. I put things away and then can't find them. So I just need like a drop of this. Doesn't take much, because I think that's part of the problem that I had last time, is that I may have put too much white in there as well. So we shall see what this does. Yeah, I think that's good. So the other thing, I'm going to add a little bit more of this cayenne around the edges here, because I really want it to be, I don't want to see any clear. Same thing on this side here. I'm just going to add a little bit more in the areas where it's kind of missing. Perfect. Okay, so let me get my bag here. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to get another little measuring cup to put this in so that I have something to kind of... Oh, I just realized I shouldn't have cut the hole until I put it in there, but... yeah, always something with me, isn't it? Alright, anyway, I think it'll be fine because the way I have this. So I'm going to dump this in. And like I said, I probably won't need all of that anyways, so we're going to dump that in. And that way, there we go. Yeah, see, so I can hold it. That's fine. And then I like to give a little twist at the top. So it helps me kind of hold it better. Ooh. There we go. And I thought I'd cut the hole too big, but I don't think I did, so well, I think it's actually perfect. Alright, so I'm going to stand up to do this so that I can see over what I'm doing, and I'm just going to do little flower petals. Alright, we are back, and I'm going to spritz this with some 91% isopropyl alcohol to help get rid of any bubbles. And I can tell already that this is 10,000, I'm pretty sure going to be 10,000 times better than the last ones I did. So cross your fingers for me, please, that this turns out the way it's supposed to, based on recommendation from one of my viewers. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but I'm hoping that this works. So while this is drying, it's going to take longer than what I'm doing here, but I'm going to do the extra piece so that they're done at the same time, hopefully, and I can demold all at the same time so that I don't have to do, more than one comeback and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna do, let's see, I think I did this recently, but I'm going to do it again just because I like the mold. And why not? It's my video. I can do what I want, right? Haha. Okay. So what I'm going to do with this one is, let's see, I'm going to do a couple different glitters. So I'm going to need some of my little containers. I'm going to try to do, like, I don't know if I can do it with this, but I'm going to try to do like a multi-pour. Like a layering. I've seen people do layering with, not with glitters necessarily, but definitely with resin and like either alcohol inks or, you know, pigment paste, that sort of thing. So I don't know if it'll work with glitter, if it's going to be too heavy, but we are about to find out. And this resin is already, you know, pretty warm. It's not flash curing, but it was getting there. So hopefully this won't take too long to finish curing once I'm done here. So I'm going to use this purple glitter here. I'll show you in a second. This is Hollow, one of my Lily Rose glitters. And then I'm also going to use, this is not glitter. I think I got this, as it goes everywhere, I think I got this at the dollar store. It's meant to be for like snow globes. It's like fake snow. But I've used it in molds before, and it actually looks really cool. So we're going to try that. And let's see what other color. So I want to do, let's do a lighter purple. I've got this other purple here. This is Live Mix 79. So we're going to add that into, so I've got 3 different colors. I've got the light purple, the dark purple, and that white iridescent color. So let's go ahead and get this stirred up and then see if I can do a layering method. Take my white here because see how chunky it is? I don't know if it's because the glitter, I mean the item itself that I put in there is chunky, or if it's because the resin has set up pretty well already. It's kind of really thick. I'm not sure which one that is, but either way, we're gonna just stick this in. It's pliable enough to where I can spread it to where I want. And then I will do the rest, you know, on the outside. So I'm going to start with a little bit of the purple. I'm just going to try this first to see if this even works. I don't know if this is going to or not. Usually it's done a little before it gets to this stage. It might. We're going to keep going and see what happens. I'm just layering. Sorry if you're, oh, you're in view actually, perfect. I'm trying to do it over my pieces, not directly over my pieces, because I don't want to get anything in there to mess it up. So we're just going to continue layering here with until I fill this 1-ounce cup up. And it's actually layering quite well because it is thicker, I think. So that's good. But we'll see. This is the same kind of method that I do with when I do pour overs or tree rings and that sort of thing, which I haven't done in quite some time. Mostly the reason for that is because I have so many canvases that I'm trying to sell right now that I have to have a place to store them. And that is not an easy thing to do. I don't have all kinds of space to keep making and making and making. And at least with the molds, they're smaller, and I can, fit them into smaller, fit more in one space. Okay, so here I go. I'm just going to do a tree ring type pour, trying not to get into the center because I do not want the white to be covered with this whatsoever. So let me know if in the comments if you guys would like to see more of does this thing really work, and if you have any suggestions on things that you want me to test out for you guys so that I can test it and try it before you guys buy it. That way you'll know if it's a good product. Prime example of that would be I tested out, and you actually see it's underneath me right now. Underneath my molds here is my Let's Resin heat mat. I bought that based off of a recommendation from another YouTuber that said it worked really well, but she did the same thing as I did basically, and probably didn't review it long enough, just like a couple of times, and said, oh, this works really great, which is what I did. And come to find out, it actually like bent out of shape and flipped up on me. That being said, I had bought 2 of them because I was so excited about it. So I'm testing out this second one that I have underneath here, and I have it on my leveling table. So that being said, I'm not necessarily recommending this just yet. I'm still doing some testing. It has not bent now that I have it on something other than my silicone mat. So yeah, so I will let you guys know, future, if I think that this mat is worth it, because I believe I paid $40 or $45, and that was on sale from Amazon when I bought it. So, if you're going to spend your hard-earned money, you want something that's going to work and last, not bend after, 2 or 3 uses. All right, so let's see. I have a little bit more. This is really starting to get thick now, so I'm just taking on my stick here and getting in the crevices, that at least so that it goes to the end inside each little flower here. And again, I'm gonna do a top coat, so it doesn't matter if it goes up to the top. I just need it to go to the end of each petal so that I don't, when I do the top coat, it doesn't spill underneath. And I apologize if this is a long video. I try to keep them, 20 minutes or less, but sometimes it just takes longer to do things. So I appreciate you guys sticking around and, watching as much of this as you can. And if you have made it this far to the video, please leave a red heart emoji so I know. Yeah, so leave a heart emoji so that I know how far you've made it in this video. And again, I appreciate you guys watching. I know some of you have been here for quite some time, and I appreciate you watching. And if you're new, I appreciate you as well, hitting the like and subscribe button. And all right, we are going to let this sit, and we will come back to it when it is ready for the final top coat, or I should say back coat, because it's going to get flipped over. But either way, we will be back. All right, we are back and ready to do the final coating. So I'm using for these 4 as the backing, same thing I used in the center on this one, which is that like fake snow stuff. So I'm going to mix 3 1-ounce containers. I'm going to start with the one farthest away from me so that I don't spill into any of the other ones. So I'm curious, let me know down in the comments what you guys think, how this is going to turn out. Did it work this time, or did it come out the usual, the way I normally do it? I'm curious to see, based on how I did it this time, if you guys think it's going to come out. Let me know down in the comments below. I'm curious what you guys think. Alright, so now, since it seems to take about 1 ounce, I'm just going to dump the 1 ounce clear in here because I might have a little extra again. I'm going to do a couple of extras. I have a, I haven't shown you guys yet, but I have a coffee cup mold coaster thing that I'm going to be doing in a future video. And I don't know if this will fit in here. So anyways, I have a coffee cup coaster mold that I'm going to be doing in the future. And it came with these little tiny molds. And these guys here and these guys here are little coffee beans. So what I'm going to do is take some brown alcohol ink. Let's see what I got here. Oh, that's brown, yep. Or, oh yeah, they actually have one. Let's try this. They actually have an alcohol ink named coffee. So let's try that one. So what I'm going to do is just, oops, I just realized I haven't used this one either. A lot of these colors I haven't used yet, so. Alright, so we're going to let all this cure up, and I will use these in a future video. So we're going to let this set up, and we will come back and demold and see what we got. Alright, these guys are ready to unmold. We'll start with the extra here. See what this looks like if I got the little swirly, the different colors of the glitter. I did overfill this just a tiny bit, no big deal, so I'll just clean it up with my X-Acto knife, but let's see what this one looks like. Ooh, that's cool. I love that. That might be one of my favorite ones so far that I've done with this mold. I'm just going to show you one of these little coffee bean things real quick. I don't need to take them all out because I'm not ready to make the video yet. I'm gonna have to get really close so that you can see this. Oh, this one got a little bit of glitter in it somewhere. I don't know how that came about, but let me bring the light up a little bit, see if you can see. I apologize if the lighting is not the greatest here, but I have my camera a little farther away. So just a little tiny coffee bean. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited to make some coffee, the coffee coasters coming up soon. All right, let's see how these guys worked. I'm gonna bring you in a little bit closer. All right, let's start with this guy. I can't wait to see what these look like because I hope that they turned out this time. All right, you ready? Let's see. Oh, I got little blobbies. It did come out better than it usually does. It does have the little effect, but there's little blobbies. I can't remember what causes that, but overall it's way better than it used to be when I've done these in the past. I think it sunk a little bit. Let's see if the rest of them did the same thing. All right, here we go. Oh, same thing with this one. It's so weird. If you look underneath the blobbies, you can see that it did work. Let's see about these two. I have a feeling since those two did that these are going to do the same thing, but we'll see. All right, here we go. Yep, same thing. I still love these. I think these are the best ones I've done so far, even though they did not come out perfectly the way they were supposed to. I still love them. You know, I have a hard time trying not to keep all this stuff for myself because, you know, I really like them all, but I can't keep everything. So I have to try to sell things. All right, let's see how this one turned out. Yep, same thing. This one, a little bit less of the 3D effect and more blobbies. But still a cool look. I really like them. Let me know what you guys think down below. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm sorry that it was a long one, but had a lot of things to get through. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.